have pain in the area of your shoulder that is stopping you from doing anything that you want to do or that you needed to throughout the day, or it's making it more difficult. The other thing is if it's affecting your sleep, right? So if you have pain in your shoulder that's keeping you up at night and making it difficult to sleep, or it's bothering your daily activities, and then the next tier would be, doing different types of sporting events or working out or things that you like to do for fun. If your shoulder either bothers you when you do that, or it makes it so you essentially can't do those, that's when it's time to see a shoulder specialist to figure out what's going on. There's not a lot of problems that we can't fix, but the ones that I would say are ones that you really want to get looked at is if you have a ton of weakness in your shoulder. Like if you can't lift your arm all the way up, or it's very, very weak, that indicates that you could have a muscle tear in your shoulder that actually does need to be looked at sooner than later. So I think profound weakness would be one where you really don't want to wait. But if you're in a ton of pain, life's too short. I mean, you want to figure out what's going on and get to the bottom of it so you can get it fixed. In general, if you have an arthritic joint, an arthritic shoulder, we feel that it's perfectly safe to treat that pain with injections for a very long time, as long as they're effective and the patient feels like they're working. When it comes to things like rotator cuff tears or instability or tendonitis around your shoulder, we typically stick with like 1 or 2 injections tops, because if you continue to inject cortisone around tendons, you can actually cause some degenerative tearing, and you can cause maybe a small tear to become a bigger tear. And it also, if those patients are going to have surgery, and we'll take rotator cuff tears, for example, let's say someone has a small rotator cuff tear and they're getting cortisone shots to manage that pain. What we know from the literature, from the studies that have been published on this, is if you have more than 2 steroid injections in your shoulder and you have a rotator cuff tear, the healing rates go down after surgery because cortisone blunts our healing response. So, with arthritis, the joint's completely worn out, and the surgery for that is to completely replace the whole joint. So it's kind of like, you basically have this tire that has no tread left, and we're just trying to play damage control there. Whereas when the problem is with a tendon, like the rotator cuff, cortisone can not only cause the tearing to be worse, but it also makes it more difficult to get that to heal if you choose to have surgery. So with rotator cuff tears, we typically say 1 or 2 tops. With arthritis, it's really as many as they want, as long as they space them out every 3 months. Really, there are very few procedures where it's too late for us. There's almost always a way that we can fix your shoulder, regardless of what the problem is or how long it's been going on. Depending on how long the problem's been there, it may change what we do, but there are very, very few patients that walk through our practice on a yearly basis where you say, you know what, there's no way we can fix this. That's an extremely rare scenario. What we pride ourselves on is efficiency. Being a hyper specialized practice, I have 3 PAs, I have 2 MAs, I have a scheduling team and patient coordinators that all are revolved around the shoulder. That's all we do. So even from an intake standpoint, my scheduler is specialized in scheduling shoulder patients. So she knows the exact questions to ask and what information we need and what type of imaging we need. We actually ask quite a few questions on the phone before you come to make your visit here more efficient. I've got a team of PAs that help me see our patients, and what they're there to do is help gather all the information from you as a patient, figure out your history, your exam, your imaging, all those things. And then I go through that information, and then I help you guide with your decision making. So, and then once we make the decision, we're able to get you into our scheduling team if you choose to have an operation. We also have a massive amount of video content that we try to feed to our patients before they come to surgery. I think it's the efficiency in which we get you to a decision, and also the ability for us to communicate the whole process. We have a very profound focus on the journey for the patient, not just we're going to fix your problem, we're going to do a great job, we're also going to make it a smooth process.